Hello everybody. So for today's video I'm gonna do something different again. I like to do something different all the time. So a couple weeks ago, me and my family we went to Thailand for a vacation. So for today's video I want to talk about my experience in Bangkok and how I made my trip around Bangkok easier, convenient, fast, and less trouble in trying to get my way around. So first, when the moment I reach Thailand, I make sure to get a SIM card, and that SIM card for me I was offered the True Move plan, but I would say take some time to choose the types of plans in types of telecommunication company in Thailand, since there were a few, but then I was a bit puzzled, so I just immediately followed the first person who told me about a SIM card. But then at the very least I had some calm to choose the much better plan, because there were two plans. One is unlimited internet for 7 days, another one is also internet, but it's also plus with the ability to call and message like the normal SIM card do in everyone's countries. But then at that moment I felt that no, I don't need call and messaging, since I have WhatsApp, which allows you. I have the WhatsApp app which allows you to do social messaging and social calling through internet by using internet. So I just chose unlimited internet for 7 days, which was perfect since I was there for 7 days only. Okay, then 2, I would highly suggest to learn some Thai. Not the whole Thai language, of course it's impossible. I mean, not impossible, like it's unfair to learn the whole language just to go traveling. I mean, learn a little Thai, like the top basic phrases, the polite way of asking directions, or the polite way of asking where is this, where is that, how to go there, or understanding the words for turn left, turn right, go straight, and saying your thank you, saying your gratitude to the people who help you along the way. There will sure be people who help you along the way, since you're a traveler in some way. So because I've seen a foreigner who was asking directions, asking like, is this place dot 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 to the local staff of the transportation. Then the local staff did not understand her at all. So I'm like, I don't want to let anyone who is going to travel to Bangkok have that kind of experience where you cannot talk to the local about what you want to know about the place. Since in the end, if that thing happens, you could somehow get lost somewhere, and then you won't even know that you are lost. And then anyways, speaking Thai is also makes you able to connect to the locals, makes the locals makes you able to understand the locals, and the locals able to understand you as well. I think in that way you're gonna get more smiles, because Thailand is the land of smiles. So I think by learning the language you will get even more smiles. And then 3, do your research on the types of public transport provided in Bangkok. For example, the public transports that I know are the BTS Skyway, the MRT subway, express boats, buses, taxis, tuk-tuk. But I'm only gonna talk about buses and boats in this video, mostly because I'm more well in depth with them, because before, when I went to Thailand, I did not do much research on the transportations other than the research for buses and research for boat. I don't really do the research on boat. Oh, now that I think about it, I only do the research inside Thailand. The only thing I did my research on was boat buses, since that's the only thing that my sibling told me to really well in depth on, and something that I've learned being very useful in my other trips to another country. And so if you want to use the BTS Skyway or the MRT subway and you don't want to use the bus, or you're somehow maybe sick of the bus one day, then make your research on how to buy the ticket for the BTS Skyway and MRT subway. And also for the taxi, you have to make sure that you know what you're supposed to do with a taxi, so that you know you're protected from any scams or anything. And by the way, the BTS Skyway and the MRT subway and the taxi and the tuk-tuks are transportations that I wish to avoid, and I really did avoid, because one thing, I don't know how they work for BTS Skyway and MRT subway. I don't know how they work, and two, those transportations are sometimes overpriced. I mean, not overpriced, I mean like for the facilities they offer, it's actually a good price, but then when I was there, I was in a budget. I don't want to go over the budget, and I want to make sure I have spare change for other stuff, not only using it for transportation. So yes, do your research on the types of ferry transport provided in Bangkok that you wish to use. For me, I use buses and express boats, since they are cheap and they go to the places. They are more efficient in going to the places that I want. Okay, then number 4, I would highly suggest this. I thought to get the Moovit app, Moovit, this app right here. This app, at first I thought it was a very useless app, since I cannot understand what it's trying to say to me, because it's using the local Thai language as its pit stops. All the stops in the area is using all the local Thai language, which makes it pretty hard for me to use at first when I thought about it. But then when I went there, it actually became the app that I used the most when I was in Bangkok. This app allows you to use the public transport around Bangkok. I'm not sure the BTS Skyway or the MRT subway, but what's for sure, this app inputs the express boats and buses, their lines and where they're supposed to go, all the stuffs. Like for example, this bus will only go from this route to that route, and then another bus will be going on that route. And this app has everything inside it already that allows you to go to anywhere you want to go. And this app it helps a lot in asking directions to the locals, since it is written in local language, and if you want to go there, because it's like some places there are, even if you say the English names, if you go to the locals, the actual locals who don't really meet with foreigners, they won't understand what you're saying. So this app has the local language in place, so that you can show them, and is this the place? Is this here, or where is this place, to the locals, and they will understand you. And that's how I use that. It helps me a lot when I use the buses. Like for example, I want to stop at this bus stop, and they're like, what? And then so like, oh, this bus stop. Oh, okay. Is this price? Because some buses, if you make your research on it, some buses they are not distance dependent. So it's like one trip, it's only 7 baht and all that. But there are also buses where it's like 7 to 11 baht per trip. So it's distance dependent. So it depends on how far you're going to go, and they will make you pay for how far you're going to go. So those kind of buses really need you to say where you want to stop. Or if you want to use the public transport without even caring about the, I would say, with the local language, because you cannot understand a local language and you want to do something that's foreigner friendly, then you can download the, where is it, Via Bus app. This app does the same functions as Move It, I think, because the reason why I said I think is because this was advertised on one of the buses that I use to go around Bangkok, and it was, and then at the end of it, it says the BMT was given, it shows the BMTA logo, which is the Bangkok Mass Transit Authority logo. And anyways, I checked it and it is the same. It's mostly the same functions as Move It, but all that's different is that it's all in English language. It's all the stops, all the places to go are all in English language, so it's foreigner friendly in that sense. But the only thing that I'm afraid of here when you are using the Via Bus app is it's good for you, but sometimes it's probably not good for the locals themselves. So I feel like when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So it's like maybe you could have both apps both open and then compare the routes and finding out where you want to go. Well, depends on you. For me, I use the Move It app. But if you guys want me to make a guide on how to use the Move It app, since it's all in the local language, the functions are in English, but the stops themselves are in the local language. So if you need me to do a simple guide on how to do it, drop down in the comments and I will find time to do it for you guys. Also, the Via Bus app, I can do some research on it, since it's also helpful for my future travels if I want to go to Bangkok again. And now for 5. So for 5, I would highly suggest you to download the Grab app, which is, wait a minute, this app right here. Grab is a taxi calling service which allows you to book a taxi to go from the place that you want to the place that you want to go, the place that where you are and to the place you want to go. And it's a direct, fast, convenient way, I think. And then even though I said that just now that I wish to avoid using Grab, I wish to avoid using taxi, and one of the reasons I wish to avoid is because they are expensive. But Grab, at least for Grab, I would actually know how much I would be paying for the service that I'm provided. Rather than for a taxi, I have this fear that, okay, I'm going to go to inside the taxi, I'm going to tell them where I want to go. I'm afraid that they would go through to go to that route, they would probably take a longer route to go there, or they could probably ask for extra charges. I have that fear in my heart when I want to use the taxi. I'm scared they will be overpaying. I will be overpaying the taxi drivers. No offense to the good taxi drivers, it's just that I'm gonna be afraid of that. So that's what, and usually the Grab is much cheaper than taxi. And yeah, to give an example, first I'm going to tell you the example of the Grab. I'm going to give you my example of my situation. So when I first came to Bangkok, I did not know what's the bus schedule or how to use the public transportation at all. Seriously, because I just came to the country. What do you want to know? So the only thing I knew to use was Grab. So I called Grab to go from Domong Airport, which where I was, to Walampong Station. At that moment in time, the price of the Grab that I booked was 320 baht. At the very least here, I know that I'll be paying 320 baht, and they cannot fool me into saying, oh, it's actually 330 baht. Yeah, in that sense. So 320 baht, but then going to the city center, I have to go through 2 toll gates, which I have to pay the toll driver and the Grab driver another 120 baht, bringing the total to 440 baht. And yet, at the very least, I would know, because there's a receipt there that says, oh, it's 120 baht for the price. There's a receipt there, and then there's also the Grab app also says it's 120 baht for the trip itself, not the toll gates. So over there, I already have a sense of confidence that yeah, that's what I meant. That is actually the price that I'm supposed to pay, not the price that the driver or whatever person suddenly give me. So yeah, that is what. And I want to say this again. I want to say this, that use Grab as a last resort, because at that point it was a last resort since I don't know anything else to say. Because even though Grab is fast, convenient, and can bring you from the place that you want, and even though anywhere, pretty much anywhere you are, to anywhere you want, but then for example, there are situations where you don't know where's the bus stop, where you don't know where's the nearest express boat, pit stop, and all that. So yeah, use the Grab. I encourage you to use Grab only on those moments, because I realized this after when I was leaving Bangkok, leaving Thailand, that actually Grab is pretty expensive. Really, I mean, like for a trip from the city center to the Domo International Airport, which I realized after that was that the price for the Grab was, if you include the toll gates, then it will be around close to 500 baht for just one person. And if you use the because at that time I already know the system of the bus, so if you use the bus, it only costs you 50 baht per person. That means that if you use the Grab, you will be paying 450 baht more for your trip. So yeah, that's why I really suggest Grab as a last resort, because sometimes there could be a cheaper option somewhere. Okay, then another thing is that if it's not really a 6, but it's like supplementary to your trip, which could help you to ease your trip and make it better, make it easier to walk your way around Bangkok, is to have the Lonely Planet app installed. This app right here. This app allows you to download an offline map of the city of Bangkok, and I also downloaded Chiang Mai since I went to Chiang Mai as well. It downloads the offline map of the place with a location tracker, so you know where you actually are and you know how to go where you want to go. So yeah, so this app helps a lot in conjunction with all the other apps that I've mentioned before. Yeah, and it helps also with it's very helpful, because for me, I've already been the traveler that takes all the maps in all the information centers and then open them all up and then finding the most efficient map. But then in the end also there is always the hassle of finding out, am I actually where I'm supposed to be? Oh, is this the north of this map, or am I actually facing the south of the map? Those kind of hassles are pretty typical for me when I have all these paper maps. So yeah, I believe that this map actually help you a lot. having this map or having this app or having the Google Map app or other apps like Waze or yeah, those are the ones I know, will actually help you better because we are in the digital age. Everyone has a smartphone, so it's easier for you to manage the phone rather than using paper. Save paper, people, save paper. So yeah, I think that's all I have for today's video. So if you have any inquiries, any questions, then do drop down in the comments, or any further information that you want from me, that I will try to help as much as I could. And if you want more from me, if you like these types of videos, do tell me also. Then I could like do another sequel to this video, some kind of other topic related to my trips in Bangkok, in Thailand, or also so that if I have another trip in another country or another place, then I could actually talk about it also. That because yeah, I want to see whether it's like this video well accepted, or and as I said just now, if you want me to do a guide video for you all for the Move It app, the Via Bus app, then yeah, do type them down in the comments. I'll be glad to read on all. And yeah, so if you're using this video for your to refer for your trip to Bangkok, then I'm super grateful to you. ขอบคุณครับ ขอบคุณมากครับ for that, and hope you have a fun day in Bangkok or in Thailand or any city or in Thailand, and have fun in the land of smiles. Goodbye, see you in another video.